I'm back, and what great timing. We've got a new adventure to dive into. I'll be summarising the adventures from now on and what details you may have missed too. Also, there's going to be spoilers, so let's get right into it. Forts of the Forgotten kicked off on the 24th of March, and we're introduced to the plot through yet another cinematic trailer. We don't see any of it in game, but these are still canon, so pay attention to them. We start off in the cinematic trailer with these two Spanish guards discussing what they're doing with the prisoners, to which they don't really know, other than that there was a deal with Flameheart Sr., who is no longer a head in the sky. This could just confirm that his event has disappeared, which it has, but it's more likely he's got his body back in the lore. Then we see Flameheart Jr. emerge from the door with a red glow, walk over to the cell and demand they do something with Wanda's sister. Pan out and we see the masked stranger with a new companion, which seems to be Amaranta of the Sea Dogs, based on the beauty mark, the yellow lipstick and the feathers on her garb. It's been long speculated by Falcor and other community members that Amaranta had some ulterior motives, but it seems like we're actually going to see this come to fruition now. Obviously we see nothing from the cinematic trailer in the game, but it's time for Belle to intervene. Starting the adventure, we spawn at an outpost and Lorena asks us to come over and speak to her. She tells us that Belle wants to see us and there's something going on with these old forts. Lorena confirms that these forts are older than we think, possibly meaning the Spanish made it to the Sea of Thieves before the Pirate Lord. We head to Belle, who tasks us with scouting these new forts to free the inhabitants of Golden Sands, and she also reveals that Wanda is wanted as a replacement for Wanda. Belle asks us to be quick as there are fates worse than death in the Sea of Thieves, which echoes with the Phantom Jailer's sentiment where there are multiple ways to lock someone in a cage. Obviously we don't want these people bound for all eternity. Well, unless you're like me who supports Flameheart. At this point you can head to any of the new forts where you'll find a Phantom Jailer. The fight is short-lived and he'll drop a key to the prison cell. We speak to Wanda, who appears in every fort, in which she reveals that she was blackmailed by Flameheart but refused, leading to the abduction of the denizens of Golden Sands. More importantly, Wanda seems to think Flameheart is an actual ancient as a prisoner, but isn't entirely sure. Madame Olga also seems to back this statement up, stating Flameheart has a captive that is even more ancient than her. We pick up the enchantment vessel and return it to Belle, where she'll use it to reveal more about Flameheart's plans. She determines that Flameheart is seeking the Veil of the Ancients, the artifact that can bridge the gap between the Sea of the Damned and the Sea of Thieves. But there's a problem. The mask was last seen in the belly of a pale beast, which may prove difficult based on the rarity of such a creature. Although, there is one person that may know how to find such a mythical beast.
Now, did I ever tell you about a vicious parrot that stole my eye? Ha ha ha!
And that is a summary of the adventure. It's pretty short and sets up something grander in 4 weeks' time. Overall, a stronger entry than Shrouded Islands. My only criticisms come from the trailer being more interesting than the actual adventure, and the RNG when trying to find all the prisoners. I went to 12 forts and was still missing Emily. I only completed it because a few friends happened to have them, so I hopped on to finish my deed. On the other hand, we do get some awesome lore drops and some details you might have missed. Flameheart allegedly has an ancient as a prisoner. Allegedly. I say this because NPCs don't outright confirm it and it's presented almost as hearsay. Not to mention, how would he get hold of a long dead race unless they exist in the Sea of the Damned? I think something else is going on here. We get a bit more information too in the adventure summary, where Flameheart has unlocked a piece of knowledge of the Ancients. Speaking of which, it looks to be in the belly of the Shrouded Ghost and will need Merrick's help for Hungering Deep 2 Electric Boogaloo. This actually explains why it's so rare and is confirmed in the teasers last year. Passing between worlds in a belly of gold. This wasn't Tribute Peak's throne room, but a literal belly of gold. The Shrouded Ghost is constantly passing between the two worlds because of the artifact in her belly, which is a really cool explanation for the rarity. The next adventure is hinted at the title screen, with the killer whale, Merrick's ship, being in the jaws of Meg. What is really strange is that the killer whale was sunk by the Hungering One several years ago. Could we be heading to the Sea of the Damned using the memory of the killer whale to hunt them down, with Merrick in tow? I'd say it's very likely, unless the Reaper's hideout is going to be torn down, or we're probably going to be using our own vessels. I'm really excited to see more Merrick and the possibility of the Hungering Deep Part 2, although it's important to note Flameheart is always 2 steps ahead of us, so we may be playing into his hands again. Some other details you may have missed include the fact the barmaid offers us free drinks for saving her, just like we've had for the last 4 years. Whoever thought of this joke is amazing. The cells also have this strange ritual mark in them, which seems to explain the gap between the inhabitants being abducted by Flameheart's forces and them appearing in the jail cells. The mist does actually seem to abduct people, putting them in the Sea of the Damned, and then they were summoned back using the ritual in these cells. Something I'll touch on too as we're talking about the cells, but the skeleton prisoners look to be responsible for the forts being ensnared by Flameheart's grasp. They were deliberately captured, performed the ritual in their cells, and then died or were killed. The most interesting part is that this was done long ago in these old forts. It really looks to be like there was a pre-Pirate Lord era in the Sea of Thieves, despite the novel stating he was the first human to be seen by the merfolk in 800 years. It looks like the adventure will tie into the new Pirate Legend voyage too, hence the fact it didn't launch for Season 6, which means we look to be getting an adventure and new voyage round about the same time. It also means that those teasers seem to have outlined the first 4 adventures for us, and upon revisiting the 4th Flameheart teaser, it might mean Adventure 4 will have us head under the Reaper's hideout and drink from the chalice. Maybe the focus will shift to be working with the Servant of the Flame? In a bit of news-focused content, Rare announced a new novel will be called The Heart of Fire and cover the rise and fall of Captain Flameheart. I was a bit amiss with my title prediction, but this one was pretty obvious on the subject matter. The Amazon listing gives us some more information on the plot, which wasn't announced in the tweet, and a possible release date. It reads, "The pulse-pounding origin of Captain Flameheart, sure to delight new and veteran players of Rare's thrilling game Sea of Thieves in its official prequel novel. The Sea of Thieves is a world of adventure, a world of buried treasure, sea monsters, and of course, pirates. But there is one name that strikes fear into the heart of all who sail there. Captain Flameheart, dread pirate of the Sea of Thieves, is a ruthless warmonger and captain of the Burning Blade. Together with his skeletal fleet, he terrorizes these waters and seeks the insatiable thrill of battle. In desperation, the legendary pirate hires the crew of the Morning Star to stop Flameheart's reign of terror once and for all. Meanwhile, a crew of misfits swears allegiance to Flameheart, who offers them an intriguing opportunity to upheave the status quo. In a frenzied race to decide the fate of the Sea of Thieves, these daring pirates must outfight and outwit one another in a quest to uncover an artifact capable of defeating Flameheart once and for all. Plunge into the thrilling tale at the heart of Rare's multiplayer adventure, the origin story of the skeleton lord Captain Flameheart, and the terrible sacrifices made to ensure his downfall. The release date is showing as the 16th of August 2022 and is currently available for pre-order from multiple retailers. There's some details here that I'll let you guys speculate on, but it seems like we'll see the rise of the Ashen Lords and the Ferryman sacrifice amongst some other big reveals. Anyways, I'm hyped for this novel and I can't wait to discuss it this summer, and keep in mind it looks like this will be tying in with Season 8's story beats in September. It looks like Flameheart is getting a long overdue spotlight and the stakes are getting higher each month, which makes me a very happy man. Thanks for watching, we're back in business and I missed you all. We've got a discussion video on Sunday and some more lore stuff next week. Thanks again for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next video.